Hello, my name is Shadley. Welcome back for another episode of Ep30 as German Empire. Previous episode we managed to get the achievement, the Berlin conference thing, where we had enough states in Africa, and then we turned to, well, we created Senegal and the Niger. Well, basically we just gave the German Niger a bit more territory in there, really. And then we're still colonizing in Congo. We'll eventually turn Congo into a thing, but right now I think it's better for us to colonize as much as we can there first, because we got the population for it. And I don't actually know. How's our institution for that? It is level 4, so we can't really increase that much further. We're currently trying to get the social security to level 3, which would then probably improve the standard of living a bit further, reduce the radicals even further and all that. But right now we're starting to get into a little bit of a problem. Not like a huge problem yet, but our economy is growing so quickly that the population growth, I mean, while it is decent still, like we're getting 500,000 per year, I don't think we're actually getting quite enough population to really keep things running. Like, we're starting to have a bit of a worker shortage. Now, of course, that does mean that there's potential for people to move in, like migration to start happening in, especially mass migration. But I suspect that since we've got the, in-laws, we've got the migration controls, it's going to be somewhat limited. But what we could actually do is we could try passing the right of assembly now. It will make the landowners a little bit upset. I mean, they're not too upset yet, but like they are getting down in there. And of course, the evangelical church is now upset, but they are marginalized, so they don't really matter that much for this. But yeah, so we'll try to pass a few more laws at least. Oh, there seems to be a bit of a frost in Aurora, which means that we get less food in there. We did ally Papal States as well, which oh, right, and we got the expedition. Currently recording this, like, after Christmas. Figure out what the heck I was doing in the previous episode. It's going to take a few moments. We got a massive amount of infamy. It is still slowly going down, but just not very quickly. So I'm kind of thinking that perhaps I should not be doing any more conquest wars on my own. But what I could probably do is try to help the Papal States at least a little bit. Like, one way or another, if they could form Italy, that'd be nice. Because that would allow then us to make sure that, well, Italy forms, so that would be another one to fight Austria with. Admittedly, I can fight Austria on my own, that's not really the problem, although they probably have a bit of allies, don't they? They got defensive pact with, oh, hey, there we go, expedition completed. And it was successful. So, Paul Marshall against Explorer is no longer busy, and we get 25% more prestige for 5 years. Which is going to be quite nice. We've got over 3,000 now, which means that we have number 1 by far. Although we were number 1 that, like, at the start of the episode. So I'm guessing the prestige difference between us and British, it's not massive. I mean, it's substantial right now because of the extra quarter that we get, but yeah. There's the social security now, invest to level 3. That's pretty decent. I'm actually making a bit of money right now. Is that because we are just... Oh, right. We have not built the skyscraper yet. We are building it, though, in Brandenburg. That's going to be another year, though, before it's completed. But it is underway. How's the... Oh, wow, the investment port is increasing a lot. Is that because they're not building full speed? No, they are. That is actually pretty impressive. 112,000 per week. Although they're still going to have less than a million, so they might have still purchased quite a few things recently. That is still a lot. Okay, well, I suppose what we could do, of course, is Silesia. They've probably still got some peasants in here, right? Yeah, they do. I'm just going to go ahead and get another, at least 2 more construction offices over here. How's the infrastructure looking like? Okay, there's still a decent bit of capacity available. So, yeah, we can increase that one even further. Like, if we got the construction capacity, what we can, of course, always do, we can start building stuff in our colonies. Hey, low progressive drafting, excellent. That's going to increase the tech spread a bit further, which right now we are still at the innovation gap for, well, we've got another 11 points there to utilize. But of course, that's mostly going to be in, well, impacting these tech spread over here. So right now, 41 to 125 per week, which once we get rid of that, it's going to be 10% extra, which, you know, it's going to be a decent boost there, no doubt about it. We're currently working on getting the automatic machine guns research, but that's going to take another year or so. And then after that, we'll get the defense in depth, which is going to allow us to increase the defense. Of course, the automatic machine guns, let's actually have a look. What does that do? There's 5 offense and 10 defense. Takes a bit more ammo and small arms, of course, but that's fine. Also, I suspect that the 10th German army, where is this one? Right, is this the one that is in France? Yeah, it's the French infantry. Or the French army over there. Yeah, so what we can do, of course, is we can probably go ahead and change the mobilization laws for that as well. Start building up that army a little bit. The second Colonial army will get a few things as well. We did, of course, lose the first Colonial army now, but that's honestly just fine. And we've got a massive amount of cash right now. We could probably go ahead and reduce some of the consumption taxes. Well, this might be a little bit too much. I'm going to remove that anyway. Because once we get the right of assembly going, we will lose a bit of authority anyway. And like, since we've got 35 million gold reserves, we don't really need to tax too much. Oh, there's the corporate governance. Right, then even more open centers as well. Okay, so what do we... Ooh. Oh, wait, no, that we already have. Military goods cost, that could be useful. The extra 5% birth rate, that would be useful, but I don't think it's actually going to be profitable enough. Oh, 10% more bureaucracy, that could be quite handy. Dollars from political movements, always appreciated. Just looking at the modifiers that we get from here, but there's... You know what, actually? The motor industry is getting a bit of extra throughput. Might not be a bad idea. It might not be profitable yet. I suspect that it will be. So that's definitely an option. Migration and attraction could also be kind of handy. The oil rigs aren't really profitable yet, but again, that's one of those things that will change soon enough. Dollars for political movements is always handy, admittedly. The paper mills, so extra bureaucracy would be quite useful. Formation speed would be kind of handy as well. Or we can just try to go over the food corporation. That's still going to be somewhat profitable. It's not going to be enough to get the prosperity, but I suspect that it will be close. Now, admittedly, we've got a fairly good food situation right now. There's practically, well, there's about 1 million that are having mild starvation, but beyond that, it's not too bad. So you know what, we'll do that one because we kind of need to get the population growing anyway. So we do that one, and I suppose what I could do then is all the food industries, we're going to privatize them all. So that's going to be potentially a whole lot of cash for us, mind you. But it also does mean that perhaps then... Oh, right, that was in Saxony, right? Yes, Saxony Food Corporation. So was there... Oh, yeah, basically should call all of them in here. I suspect that it's all in... Yeah, it's all in Saxony. They're currently hiring people, and I suspect that it's... Well, it's got a fairly good productivity right now. Whether that's going to be... Oh, yeah, they just purchased one in Franconia. Excellent, excellent. And law pros the voting. So that will be passing soon enough. We're starting to have a fairly good standard of living. It's 17.4. I mean, it can still go higher, although I suspect that we're kind of reaching the point where the population growth will actually start slowing down. Because the standard of living is high enough. But overall, the population is still growing. It's just the rate of growth might be slightly slowing down compared to the total size. But we're also about 192 million in GDP already. So I suspect that soon enough we'll be going over the 200 million limit once more. We did do that already before, but then of course once we created the colonies over here, it changed the values around a little bit. Yeah, the colonies in Congo seems to be growing quite nicely. There's a bit more oil rigs being built. I actually wonder, is there anything that I'm building in? Well, I suppose no, I'm probably not building anything myself in the colonies. Not right now, anyway. The private sector is building a lot, though. Well, at least a few. Yeah, there's, I don't know, about a dozen or so, at least. Hey, two Sicilies is improving relations. Excellent. We're trying to sort of fix our relations a bit with the other nations right now, because otherwise we might be having some issues. Some severe issues. Oh, Lorraine's having some market access issues, but they are getting a railway built there already, so that's not really an issue. We could do another... Oh, right, we could serve the Suez Isthmus. You know what? I'm going to do that. It's going to cost us quite a bit of bureaucracy, and thus it's going to cost us a little bit tax income, but we've got pretty decent income still. Or, well, not really income, but we've got massive gold reserves, so we don't really need to worry about that too much. And in the meanwhile, the construction sectors and all that are still working pretty heavily. Ooh, and actually only 27 weeks for the Skyscraper. That'll be finally done. Get some more glass works, textile mills. Yeah, more food industries. That seems to be pretty decent. No, I suppose, yeah, we're still selling a lot of the food industries. Are the food industries over here? They currently own 6. Okay, so they haven't purchased any more than that yet. They might still. Hey, right of assembly. Freedom of thought completed. Excellent. The thought, the were, and the ideal. Those who seek to think boldly and freely are increasingly finding German Empire to be one of the safest places to explore their ideas. So we can either go for a utopia for the modern artists, which increases the Arts Academy building throughput, or a university building throughput. I think I'm going to take the Arts Academy, actually, because we already are max innovation, more or less. We could maybe get more qualifications, but I don't think that's really that big of an issue for us. So we've got some more. So the new Colossus. At least one of these. So one of those. Okay, so we need to have multiculturalism and no migration controls still to get the event for that. But that's really not much of an issue right now. So, did we have some... Yeah, we are building a few more naval bases because we are expanding our fleet up to... I think, well, right now it's going to be like 65 flotillas. I think eventually it's going to be increased a bit further than that, but... Yeah, it's not going to be like a massive increase. Yeah, no, it's just an extra 5 there, so that will indeed be 25 increase there. Border crossings. A soldiers regularly perform maneuvers near the border of Great Britain. Having our troops parade all over the border, as it were nothing to them, could be a useful display of power, especially if we frame it as an accident. So, excellent idea, or this would be ill-advised. That would increase, admittedly, more infamy. I think I'm going to avoid the infamy for now. Just to let that sort of drop down a little bit. So if we do conquer more things, it's not going to be as much radicals. Admittedly, the radical numbers have been dropping fairly quickly, so I'm not, like, too concerned about it. Especially with the standard of living still increasing. But even with the lower strata, the average is 15.8. That is actually really good. And we've still got, you know, about 30 years. No, actually closer to 40 years of time remaining. Now, I don't know if we'll go all the way to 1936, but we'll probably go at least to 1920s or something like that. So we've still got time to expand quite a bit. Oh, we've got election season upon us. Right, so Free-Minded People's Party is leading by quite a bit, and the Progress Party is also fairly solid in there, which... I still find it hilarious that the landowners and the trade unionists are in the same party. And they're the Progress Party at that. Like that, I suppose it can happen, as we can see, but it doesn't seem like it's very common occurrence, quite frankly. So how's the world looking like in the meanwhile? So, British Raj is still a thing. Or is thing in there. Empire Japan is in the Russian market, I believe. Of course, we... Oh... Share is controlling most of Sumatra there. Partisan papers. Party-affiliated newspapers have been proliferating during this election season. Publications associated with the Free-Minded People's Party have been particularly effective in spreading their party line. I'm just gonna get the paper mill building throughput. Because why not? We've got loads of them, so 20% boost for all of them is pretty good. Now, what are we missing in our market? We miss quite a bit of steel. We do miss quite a bit of grain. And loads of coal. I suppose for the coal we can do quite easily just expanding the coal mines over here in Silesia by another 15, for example. It's going to take a little while before they're built, but that's fine. We could probably get a few more lead mines there for good measure. So 15, that's already going to be 30 infrastructure. Well, we've got plenty in there. Of course, we could increase the amount of railway in here even further. I mean, it's already level 12 to be fair, but, you know, if the shoe fits... Hey, we've got 6 more weeks for the Skyscraper, which is going to increase the amount of bureaucracy that we get from Brandenburg quite drastically. We've got 26 government administrations in here. I'm going to go ahead and build another... Actually, I'm going to prioritize these. Get at least to 30 total. Must the... right, economy scale goes up to level 50. Of course, these... Actually, no, these do get the full... Oh, okay, well, that's quite handy, actually. But yeah, so that's improving. The sewer survey is still taking time. Of course, that's not really a surprise. Do we have... Oh, right, we don't actually have a huge amount of workers at Brandenburg right now, which I'm guessing means that there's a decent bit of migration coming in. Yeah, that's another 27,000 coming in. Plus, you know, natural pop growth over here is not too bad. So the text class incorporated... Oh, there we go, there's a skyscraper. Touching the sky, we get... For 5 years, we got 25 prestige and 50 prestige. Ah, we've constructed the first skyscraper in the world. Aha, there we go. 3,350 prestige, not shabby. And that, of course, should then increase the bureaucracy. Well, I've been building through by a decent chunk. We could admittedly go for the trade nexus, but I think we're going to go with the bureaucratic nexus instead. I think that seems like more useful for us. It's Malta's campaign. Whilst campaigning for the Free-Minded People's Party in the turmoil-wracked Lorraine, Anton Bantlin has been attacked and brutally beaten by a group of unknown assailants. We'll just send it back to the campaigning. What's the worst that could happen? But there we go, so we are, oh wow, we're actually over our gold reserves again. Right then, I mean, we can't really reduce the taxes too much. We could probably just get rid of the luxury furniture tax, for example. Which I suppose might actually increase the standard of living a tiny bit further. But, you know, we can benefit greatly from our stuff for right now. Anyway, we've got, ooh, investment pool is still growing. I'm going to go ahead and just build another, I don't know, another 3 over here. Construction sector. So that's going to get us probably close to like 860. There's the machine guns. Right, let's go ahead and switch that on for all the armies that we have. It does mean that we'll need a lot more ammunition and small arms and all that, but I think our industry can manage that. A radical expansion. Free-Minded People's Party have raising interest. Right, the ideas have raised interest throughout the country, leading to potential turmoil. We're gonna fall taking it a little bit radicals. I mean, it's 2% in Posen. Not that bad in terms of total population. We are still below 200 million in GDP, but that seems to be still growing. Oh. Argentina obligation expiring. You know what? Is there anything that I could really do with you in here? I could form defensive pact. I don't know if that's really needed, though. You know what? How's the relations are already friendly and cooperative? I wonder if I made you protectorate, they would not accept. The French would probably support them. Nah, we're not going to do that then. You know, I'm just going to absolve the obligation. We're still supporting them. Actually, who else are we supporting right now? Papal States. Hey, there we go. Free-Minded People's Party still won with 66% of the vote. Pretty good. Oh, and do they... Oh, right. They could get Conservative Party in there, but actually, no. We're not going to change the government right now. Now, we could probably go ahead and try to pass another law, though. We still got the National Guard. Let's go with guaranteed liberties. Armed forces would be very much opposing to that, to be fair. That would increase the... Well, actually, no, it's not really that much better. Like, the National Guard is pretty decent for reducing the drought, flood, wildfire, and extreme wind conditions impact. So we're going to hold on to those. Are we now on the better taxation? Oh, yeah, we do get more money from proportional taxation right now. The graduated taxation, on the other hand, is not really that well or good for us yet. So we're not going to switch to that one, at least with the low levels and all that. We've got the public schools and public health insurance, which we do not want to move away from. We don't really need to change the military. We could try passing the commercialized agricultural law, I suppose. That would reduce the landowner's power a bit further. Middle landowners would oppose that. But it's not too bad, so it's a bit risky. We only start with 60% chance. So there's a good chance that things will go a bit foul, but I think I'm going to take that risk. And we've still got over 1 million in the investment pool, which is quite handy. Oh, there's... Oh, right, Hailstorm ended in Brandenburg. Alright then. How's the... Oh, all this cover in West Java. Oh, there we go. How's the Skyscraper looking like right now? It's already most of the way done, so that does increase the government administration building throughput quite drastically. We actually have basically a very small deficit of bureaucracy at this point. And that's because we're still doing the Swiss survey. So once we do that, that's going to free up another 1,000. Which we could potentially increase the... maybe the Home Affairs, actually. That would reduce the some of the bad impacts or even further. On the other hand, we could always do some more trading, actually. Speaking of trading, what are we trading right now? We don't really need that one. Is there any potential for export? Got loads of rubber. Who would buy that? It wouldn't be profitable. And then fruits. Okay, we could sell fruits to China. That wouldn't be a huge amount of money, but it would still help, making things more profitable. And then what do we need import? We need a lot of glass. We do need a lot of coal. But unfortunately, there's not really a lot available. Might need a bit of steel. Actually, speaking of which, are we building more steel mills? We definitely are. There's at least one in Hesse being built right now. And then there's another one in Hanover later on. There's a... Oh, right, yeah. No, it's Westphalia that is the home place for the Krupp. But I suppose let's have a look at the food industry one right now. Is that... Oh, they already own 16. Well, that's quite a bit. Unfortunately, the profitability isn't quite high enough to get the full bonus from there yet for the pop growth. I suspect once we do get that, though, a yearly growth will probably be well over 600,000 at least. Probably about 2/3 of a million per year, or something like that. So by the time we reach, like, I don't know, 1920s, we'll probably have about 60 to 70 million population, maybe more. Actually, probably a little bit more than that. Well, no, yeah, we're probably a bit shy of 70. I reckon what it might be, of course, things might change quite a bit still. Especially if we need to do some more conquest. We still got a lot of infamy, though, so I'm not really too keen on doing more expansion at the current... Oh, what's this then? Secession. Electoral ban to national movement. Well, I suppose... Oh, they are quite militant. Alright, then. Well, we do have a small army down here, right? There's the second Colonial Army. Doesn't have a lot of troops, mind you. Maybe we'll go and hire a bit more troops. Lower Congo, and maybe Congo as well. It's just basic infantry. Now, admittedly, our construction queue is 14 months right now. So it might take a while. Of course, 99% doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to fire, and it's admittedly going to take a while. Foreign Farm Acquisitions Incorporated. The base between Juncker's and Industrialist has built into German news. The focal point, foreign investment in commercialized agriculture. All foreign investors will answer to the German civil laws. Okay, so relations with Spain would go down. Landowners would approve of that, and there would be minus 5% success chance. Spanish laws are what they are familiar with. So that would also be minus 5%. The industrialists would approve of that, and relations with Spain would improve. Or, silver-bearing caution serves nobody. Both industrialists and landowners would be upset. The success chance would be improved, and relations with Spain increased. You know what? I'll take that one. The industrialists are still quite happy overall. The landowners, on the other hand, are not quite as much. It will reduce the tax income a little bit for agriculture, ranchers, and plantations, but consider how much more money we have than our gold reserves right now. I'm not too worried about that one. Now, how long until the Swiss survey? Still ongoing. We're about 72% done. Fortunately, it doesn't tell you when exactly it ends, but I suppose you can kind of figure out... Oh, wait, hold on a minute. Yeah, 13, so it's still 5 more months. Or thereabouts. Before it's completed. And yeah, the secession is probably going to fire eventually, although I suppose... how bad is the militants? I suppose there's quite a bit of turmoil in at least that state still. So for that, you know what? I could do a... Is there emergency relief or something? No, I mean, there's the violence suppression, but that probably won't really help. What do we even build there? We haven't really built anything. Well, that might be part of the reason why the people are upset then. Let's go... Oh, right, there's a glassworks being built there. We don't necessarily need more wood. We can't really get coal over here. We could just get some millet farms, I guess. Okay, like 20. How much? Okay, we've got infrastructure of 56 total. Still, but that's going to be 54 after that, and 34 after these 20 millet farms. It's maybe a little bit overkill, but you know, it's going to provide a bit more food, I guess. Could always, of course, get a food industry in here, which we will perhaps then go ahead and... Oh, no, it's already been privatized. And then we'll get like a couple sugar plantations to make sure that that food farm or food plant is going to be operational. Brazil has modernized their navy. And German Niger is actually now... Yeah, they're friendly and loyal. Well, that's good. I do actually wonder, if I have a look at my subjects... So Senegal, they are still somewhat upset, but yeah, no, German Niger, they are at least very well in there. Is the no, the Liberty Society is well, they got support independence from someone, do they? Yeah, Prussia is supporting their independence. That doesn't surprise me too much. So we've still got Oyo as a friend, and I suspect that Dahomey is kind of a friend. At least they're part of our power block right now. I don't suppose I could try to make them protectorate, which they would not accept. They got a few nations that would help them. I'm just thinking that I could try to perhaps combine these areas for German Niger. And then, of course, Portugal, we could maybe take some land from them. Like North Angola, for example. Take a bit of that one. And potentially also... Oh, do we still have truce with Senegal? We do. For 8 more months, okay. I'm kind of thinking that perhaps I should just try to, this time, take the Timbuktu. And maybe Inner Mauritania, so we can combine these areas into one. Equatorial Bantu leadership. Sure, I guess. They might reduce the radicalism, maybe. Organized crime in Lorraine. We're going to fall spending a bit of money. I mean, it's about 30,000 per week, but at this point, yeah, it's not really a problem. Crisis of health. A prominent German political exile, Arnold Groth, has fallen severely ill during his time overseas. A petition to return home for enough time to seek medical treatment. You know what? We'll get the prestige out of that. We can come back to Germany to get some treatment. After that, it needs to be gone. Right, so the Swiss survey, that's still 3 more months. But we'll hopefully have that one sorted out. And do we actually have any other decisions? Not really. I mean, I suppose there might be the, Oh, right, we need to have a University Arts Academy to level 10 to hold the Grand Expedition. Oh, and there we go. Very successful. The, Oh. Resident Provocations. We'll let them go ahead. Okay, it's not really the best situation. Oh, and they might actually fire this revolt at some point. Hey, we got on our GDP to 200 million now. There's only one state, though, that will try to separate, and we can always send in an army to crush the rebellion anyway, so I'm not really too worried about this. But yeah, if we get the Suez survey, I kind of want to get Sinai from Egypt then. Or at least get the possibility to do the thing in, or build the canal in there. It's going to take a while to build, mind you. I think it's like 5,000 construction points total or something like that. It takes quite a while. But that would allow us to then... Actually, the main reason why I kind of wanted to have that... let's have a look at the companies. I don't think it's... is that in potential companies? Yeah, Suez Canal Company. Once it reaches 100 prosperity, it's 50,000 tax income. And then trade competitiveness increases as well, so that is really good. You know, I suppose there's a lot of traffic going through there, and if you get payments for all ships, shipping passing through there, then yeah, it's going to make a bit of a fortune. Right, well, in the meanwhile, how is the... Yeah, we're stockpiling gold, we've got some decisions. West Prussia had some issues with infrastructure, but nothing too bad. The mob approaches. We'll disperse them by force. It didn't work. Also has damage in relations. Well, that's not a surprise either. I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll share the links down below in the description, but other than that, thank you very much for watching, until next time, bye-bye.